Hello, my name is Caleb Knight, and this is for my ITEC 4321 final. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use a tool called OpenPuff. And to give a little history about OpenPuff, it was first created in December 2004 by a company known as Embedded SW, which I assume stands for software, although it doesn't say that anywhere, so I'm not 100% sure. This tool is considered a professional steganography tool, and it is still an ongoing project, meaning it's active and still being updated currently to this day. So it's had quite a history since 2004 to now 2020. I am going to go through the steps to show you how you would download the tool. First, you do a Google search of the tool OpenPuff, and in this first result, the Embedded SW, that is the company that holds the OpenPuff tool. And so you would go here to where it says download binary for Windows and Linux. This tool is used mainly with Windows and Linux. As far as I know, there are no Apple OS availability with this tool. They do ask for donations, but they do not require it. So you can just download the whole zip here. I've already done this, so I'm going to skip that step. To make this as simple as possible, I've already created a file where I have the OpenPuff tool and some image files that I'll use. One image file I'm going to use was given to me by a professor, and it actually has some information hidden in it. So we're actually I'm first going to show you how to unhide some information hidden in a file, and then I will show you how to hide the file. So we're going to unhide, and the passwords for this specific file happen to be forensics, techniques, hide data. And then we'll actually select the image that is the carrier of the information, which happens to be this one right here. And you can see it as a BMP file. So typically how this works is whoever creates the file will then share the passwords with you, obviously trying to keep it secret because the whole point of this is to hide information so nobody can find it. But as receiver, you would take the password, you would enter them, you would take the file that the information is hidden in, and once you do that, you would click unhide. So we have to select a folder we want it to. We're going to use the same folder that we pulled the image from and select OK. We can see that the process went well. Gives us a report, and we can see the hidden file is secret.txt. We can click done. We can actually go back to this file and we can see the secret.txt. And if we open it up, and we see the information that was in there. Now, to do it the opposite way, we're actually going to close the program down and we're going to do hide the information. And I'll get to this part in just a minute, but we're actually going to open up Notepad because we have to create our secret file. So I'm just going to put this is for the ITEC 4321 final. That's going to be our secret message. We'll save as final, and we'll save it in that same folder just to make things simple. So now we're going to choose 3 random passwords, and my passwords are going to be, because it has to be at least 8 characters minimum and a maximum of 32, so I'm going to put you are not. The second one's going to be going to, and the last one will be guess this. Now we're going to add our carrier, which I downloaded this file from the internet. It's a royalty-free image, so we'll add that. It may take a minute for it to do the download. And now we select our secret message we want to hide, which is this file, the final. And now we're going to hide data. Uh-oh. Invalid passwords. Password B is too short. I'm going to add a 1, 2 to it, because you are not going to 1, 2. So now what? Hide the data. Choose that same folder. Wonder why. Let's just try to do it on the desktop. Okay. In theory, the problem is probably because there's a file with the same name in that folder. So when I chose the desktop, it created the new file. Of course, it's going to take a minute. And it says it's created. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to drag this one to that file. I want to compare the info for both files. So you can see here that the size is actually the same. So the one from the desktop, we can see it was created at the same time. That's strange. You would think the times would be different, but what I'm really looking at is the image size here. So this one has a hidden file in it, but you cannot tell that it was any larger. So now I'm going to cancel this and close that. I'm also going to close this, and we're going to unhide the data just to show that it worked. So our passwords were "you are not going to 1, 2, guess this." We're going to add our carrier from the desktop. It'll add the file. Now we'll click on hide. We'll choose that OpenPuff file. Again, give it some time to unhide. Okay, it's processed. It gives us a report. We can see that the hidden file, final.txt, which was correct. Now we can open that up. And we can see this is for the ITEC 4321 final. So overall, OpenPuff is a very easy tool to use. And there are a lot of YouTube videos out there that help with any kind of questions. And the tool not only does hiding and unhiding files for steganography, it's also a watermark tool. I'm not going to demonstrate this part of it, but that is available for use if that's something you like to do. Now, as far as digital forensics go, this would be a very good tool for a digital forensic examiner. One, because it's free. So anytime you can get a decent tool at free is very helpful, and it just adds to the arsenal of a digital forensic examiner. Now, in theory, it could be difficult because where I already had passwords, I knew what they were. An examiner may not have this ability and may just be taking guesses, or maybe they found a password file that they can try to compare. And as we saw, it's not always easy to tell that a file is hidden within an image. So this does take some training to be able to spot this, but overall this tool would be a great asset for a digital forensic examiner.